She said, let's just be friends. After 2 years together. I responded, fine. Then I treated her just like I treat my other friends, with boundaries. She realized what just friends truly meant the moment I started dating her best friend. I am 28-year-old guy, got the let us just be friends statement from my girlfriend Sandra, who is 27, 3 weeks ago. We'd been together for 2 years and lived together for 1. I believed we were perfect, speaking about potential future plans, her sister's wedding next summer where I was going to be her +1. Then, on a random Friday night, she sat me down and told me, we need to talk. She said, I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore, and I think we need to transition to being friends. I asked her transition. Yes, you know, we get along so well and have the same friend circle and interests. We would become friends, but not wonderful partners. Looking awkward, she said, it's not like that. I just want to find myself and discover who I am outside of us. But I don't want to lose you. I asked her, so you want to break up but keep me around? If you say it like that, it sounds horrible. I just think we are better as friends. We can still hang out together and still be part of each other's lives. Here's what shocked me, she said all these words while already having packed a suitcase. Her best friend Rachel was picking her up in an hour. She would plan the entire thing out, down to having somewhere to stay. You have already got a getaway strategy. I knew you would be upset. Rachel said I could crash with her while we sort out the living situation. I asked, the living situation? Well, definitely. We will need to arrange the apartment, but there's no hurry. We are grown-ups. We are friends. We can make this happen. I sat there for a moment, looking around. 2 years, living together, talking about babies, eventually, and suddenly she wants to be a friend. You are right. We should be able to make this happen as grown-ups. She simply smiled, content, like I would just agree to her perfect plan where she gets to leave me but keep all the beneficial aspects of having me in her life. Oh, thank God. I was so terrified you'd detest me or make this difficult. Understand that this is why we are amazing as friends. She left that night. Her friend Rachel picked her up and gave me this sympathetic look like I was some kicked dog. I just waved. The following morning, I did exactly what Sandra suggested. I treated her like a friend. And that's when I realized she had a different definition of friendship than I did. The first messages came in around 7 a.m. Sandra texted, I hope you slept well. Could you drop off my work laptop? I forgot it in the rush. I replied, all right. I'll drop it at the front desk of your place of work on Monday. Sandra said, can't you bring it by Rachel's? I need it this weekend. I have got plans. I replied, Monday is better for me. Sandra asked, plans? What plans do you have? I responded, friend stuff. She wasn't comfortable with that. But what was she going to say? We are just friends now. Friends don't drop everything for each other. On Saturday, she sent messages again. Hey, Rachel and I will be going to that new brunch place. Would you like to come? I responded, thank you, but I'm okay. Have fun. Sandra texted, come on. We always do Saturday brunch. I responded, but that was when we were dating. Enjoy your meal. After a few hours. Sandra's text, this is strange. Why are you acting like this? I responded, like how? She texted, distant and cold. I responded, I'm just being friendly. Exactly what you wanted. After 2 weeks of friendship, Sandra was beginning to crumble. Remember that when she said, let's just be friends, what she meant was, let's keep everything precisely the same, minus the romance. What I heard was, let's have reasonable boundaries like I do with all my other friends. She came to my house on Tuesday when I was at work. Still had her key, helped herself to groceries, did some washing, and even had a shower. Left me with this message, borrowed a few things. Hope that's okay. I texted her, hey, noticed you came by. I'll need the key back when you have time. She asked, why? I texted her, my friends don't have keys to my house. She responded, but I still have my belongings there. I texted her again, we can arrange times for you to fetch your things, just like friends do when they have to pick stuff up. She responded, this is crazy. We live together. I responded, yes, we once lived together, but now we are friends. Different connection, different boundaries. Sandra showed up by that evening, upset. She asked, you changed the locks. I responded, just rekeyed them. You no longer live here. Here's a package containing your most important stuff. I cannot believe you're being so petty, she said. I responded, petty? I'm treating you just how I treat my close friends. None of them have access to my house. But I'm not just any friend, she said. I responded, according to you, that's precisely who you are. The entitlement began showing up. She wanted to still be my urgent contact, still be on my Netflix, and still have access to my Prime account. But the ultimate kicker arrived that weekend. Our mutual friend group was hosting a game night. I showed up alone. She showed up alongside a man named John. Sandra said loudly enough for everybody to hear, this is John. We met at the yoga studio. John looked decent enough, clearly brought as a prop to make me feel jealous. I shook his hand, welcomed him to game night, then continued to destroy everyone at Codenames while giving them zero attention. Halfway through the night, Sandra approached me in the kitchen. She asked, you don't even care that I'm here with somebody else. I responded, why would I? We are just friends. Friends date people. She asked, and you're not even a little jealous? I responded, are you jealous when your other friends date people? She could not respond because there was no response that did not admit she expected me to pine for her while she discovered herself. But the greatest part was that her friend Rachel had been there all night. She is always finding reasons to talk to me, laugh at my jokes, and touch my arm. I wasn't trying to make something happen, just being my genuine self without Sandra's shadow. The next morning, Sandra sends messages, what was that with you and Rachel? What was what? I responded, we were just talking. Friends talk. She texted. She's my best friend. I responded, and I'm your friend too, right? Friends can be friends with each other's friends. Phone silence for 3 days. Then Thursday, she implemented a new technique. She texted. I think I made a mistake about us. Maybe we need to talk. Sure. What's up? I responded. In person, over dinner at our place. You mean the Italian spot? I asked. I have plans, but we could have coffee on Saturday evening if you want us to discuss something. Plans with who? Does it matter? Friends don't need to share their schedules with one another. Is it Rachel? Coffee Saturday or no? This isn't how friends act. This is precisely how friends behave. You're thinking of how boyfriends behave. Common mistake. 3 weeks had passed, and Sandra's finding herself quest was not going as expected. John from yoga abandoned her after 2 dates with him. Turns out he was not interested in becoming anyone's recovery. Meanwhile, I was enjoying my best life as a single man with solid boundaries. Then Rachel made her move. She sent messages to me on Thursday night. Hey, random, but I have an extra ticket to that comedian's event Saturday. Are you interested? Now, I want to be clear. I didn't go after Rachel. Didn't even think of her that way until she began showing interest. But she was attractive, beautiful, and most of all knew exactly what she wanted. No transitions, no keeping me as a substitute. Sure, sounds interesting. I said. Rachel responded, fair warning, though, Sandra's being uncomfortable about us hanging around. Just wanted you to know. Noted. Still interested if you are. Certainly. Pick me up at 7. Saturday arrived. I began dressing up, feeling wonderful. Hadn't gone on a real date in the past 2 years. As I'm walking out, my phone explodes. Are you for real right now? About what? Sandra told me you're taking her out. She invited me to a comedy event. You can't date my best friend. Why not? We're both single. Because it's girl code. She cannot date my ex-boyfriend. I thought I was your friend, not your ex. You know what I mean. I honestly don't. Friends don't have rights on who their friends can date. She called 18 times. I set my phone to silent mode. The date with Rachel was amazing. She was truly hilarious, something I would have never noticed when she was just Sandra's friend. We spoke about everything except Sandra. Well, till the end. Rachel, I should maybe tell you Sandra's losing it. She called me weeping, claiming I betrayed her. I asked her. How do you feel about that? To be honest, she's been a very crappy friend lately. Everything's about her journey and her development. She simply told me last week that having you as a friend was her safety net, just in case she didn't meet someone better. She said that word for word. That's exactly what made me understand you deserved greater, and that perhaps I wanted to shoot my shot. We kissed goodnight. Sunday morning, 6 a.m. Sandra was banging on my door. Open up. I know you are in there. We need to talk through the door. It's 6 a.m., Sandra. I don't care. We need to talk now. About what? You kissed my best friend. She screamed. I opened the door. She looked rough, hair unkempt, eyes red, and wearing exactly the same clothes from Friday. You're doing this to get back at me, she cried. I'm living my life. You're the one who decided we should not be together, I responded. I said friends, not that you could date my girlfriends. You told me you needed to discover yourself. I'm letting you go while I move on with Rachel. She is single, I'm single, and we love each other. That's how dating works. She tried to push past me into my house, and then I blocked her. I said, you don't live here any longer. She responded, I have things inside. Then schedule a time to collect them like we agreed. You're being rude to me. I'm just maintaining boundaries. There's a difference. That's when the genuine entitlement surfaced. She began a campaign, calling trusted friends and fabricating stories about how I was revenge dating her best friend and how I was manipulating the situation to hurt her. Some friends bought it. Most didn't.